Alright, so Kairo Keyz is one of the biggest rappers coming out of the UK at the moment. The beats that he hops on are called new jazz. Now, if you've listened to US underground rap, you know that that's the typical kind of beats you'll hear people such as Tanner, Lunchbox, and all of these US underground rappers rapping on. His three most recent songs use this type of beat, Gang, Trenches, and Bruv being the three songs that use this type of beat, and it's obviously gone trending, gone viral on TikTok and all of these social media. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a beat in that style. If you go on to enjoy this video, let me know down below, let me know what you want to see next on the channel, and yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, as I said in the intro, these beats are typically made using the new jazz loops. Now, it's not jazz, let's be honest. Like, I don't see it as jazz. I don't understand why it's called new jazz. I'm going to be using some of these loops. I'm going to show you how I actually made one of these loops as well, just so we can show you the process, how the melodies are constructed, what kind of plugins you should use as well. But yeah, let's go through a few of these first. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this one here. And so I'm just going to show you guys a project file here. As you can see, there's not too much going on. We've got, what, 5 sounds in here, so it's not too complicated. Okay, so first we start off with the melody. As you can see, this is in Serum. We're using one of my Serum banks that are going to be released soon. But yeah, as you can see, we've got the Serum preset. It's essentially kind of like an organ sound. And the melody you can see being played here is this here. And if we zoom into it and just look at it a bit closer, as you can see, we start on the 6th note of the scale. We don't start on the root note. We start on the 6th, then we go to the 5th, and then we go down to the root note. But as you can see, because the 6th and the 5th have such a close relationship, you literally have to go down a semitone. That's kind of what creates that tension. And sometimes you'll hear that they'll actually use a major chord and it will sound like it does in this. Because sometimes you can have it down there. But that added tension just gives it a bit of a different feel. The next thing that we've got is this bass sound. I'm pretty sure this is also from my new kit that I'm going to be dropping soon. And that's just following the notes that are played in the piano. The next sound along is from Contact. As you can see, it's using this Glaze plugin, which is kind of like a vocal emulator thing. The next thing down we've got is a synth. This is not from one of my banks actually, but it's this is just a basic synth. Just like a saw wave. And as you can see, it's playing the same melody that we've got on the organ. And then finally we've got this vocal. And yeah, as you can hear, I've done a lot of audio processing in it, which is all done through Portal. A frequency cut here, just on the highs and the lows as well. And then just a bit of reverb, just to add a bit of spatial presence within the melody. And yeah, this is what we've got as well. Yeah, so now let's go into a different project and let's work on this beat. So now that we've loaded the loop in, as you can see, the loop's in 137. The general range of these loops is about 135, 145. It can go a bit lower, it can go a bit higher, but generally when you're making these types of beats, I think just around that range is fine. Another thing I like to do a lot with my melodies is I like to just try pitch them up and down, try to find like a different sound, because I'm so used to hearing them after making them that I also need to just hear something different. Right, and now we'll get into the drums. I think this is the fun part where you actually start to do a lot of different stuff to what you'd usually be used to. If you're not used to making stuff for Yeet and artists like that, then you won't really be using these kind of techniques, but I'll show you guys in a second. What we're going to do is we're going to go into this Finexi kit, just because he's got quite a lot of good sounds for this type of sound. Right, so we've got the 808s here, as you can see. We start off with these first 2 notes and you might be thinking, oh, let's place the next note down. But no, we don't do that in this genre. What we actually do is we get a different 808 and we add another 808 that plays basically the same pattern, but we have to switch it up just to add a bit of a different feel. And then I think there's another bass. Can use like a Detroit bass on this. These 808s are hitting nice, but I think there's something that could make it sound a bit better. Right, and then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to arrange this, and what we're going to do is we're going to do that little bouncing that they do on all of the tracks that he releases, basically. It's pretty simple. It's like the Pharrell bounce if you listen to a lot of like Pharrell Williams and stuff like that. And then I like to add this perk as well from Starborough's kit. So yeah, so again I've just locked in, I just made a little beat. I'm going to show you guys what I've done, and we're going to go through everything. So as I said earlier, we've got this sample here that we chopped up just before the drop. Didn't really arrange it too complex, because when you make beats for us especially, you don't want to go for anything too crazy. And for the mix, obviously it's quite simple. You just want your hi-hats, don't want them to be too loud. As I showed earlier, there was a little preset that I put onto my 808s, and that will be in a later kit. Obviously, as I said earlier, I'm working on a kit with Segway, so that's going to be coming soon. And yes, thank you guys for watching. Here's the full beat.